So welcome to today's edition of our Political Artistry with me, Uluwa Kayode. And today, as we always do, we're having an engagement with another politician, a renowned politician. We do our best crossing the oceans, bringing you the politicians that you know, the politicians that are with you speaking to, running the parties on the background, and even those holding political offices. And what we talk about is their lifestyle, trying to get you to understand who they are. That is what we do on political artistry. One thing is certain, you will know how your politician relaxes. My name is Oluwa Kaide, and let's get started with the conversation today. Now, my guest today is a politician, a director of organization of the Lagos PDP gubernatorial candidate campaign organization, the Lagos PDP gubernatorial campaign organization. Of course, last year this year even, we also how the movement went on, and but it started way before this. Maybe we'll get to know what it means to run a campaign in a city like Lagos. And we get to know what it means to be in politics. His name is Honorable Samsideen Arobieke. Join me as we welcome him to the show. Good day, sir.
Good day. How are you?
Not bad at all, not bad. And thank you for having us with you today.
Thank you.
All right, so generally, you are the director of organization of the Lagos PDP gubernatorial campaign organization. What role is that? What does it entail, or what did it entail?
Well, when we say a director of organization, we can begin by defining what an organization is. So, a director of organization in the campaign entails the activities of that campaign revolves around that person, and that is exactly what we have. So many committees in the campaign, but a campaign, the director of organization will ensure the synergy between all the committees and ensure that what each committees are doing tallies with the set objective. So that is what it just entails.
So in layman's terms, you're a big man.
Well, you said in a layman's term. Well, I'm not a big man. I'm not a big man. You don't give such a role to a big man. A big man will sit down in his office, stretch his leg and controlling. So the director of organization is an errand boy.
Oh,
it's an errand boy.
A corporate errand boy.
A corporate errand
Okay, all right. But tell us, how long must you have been in politics or working for a party before you are given such a responsibility?
Let me begin by saying that it is not how far you've been in politics. It is how well. It borders on your experience. What have you been doing? Who are you? How did you understand even the concept of election? Talk less of managing it. So it is. So it's not you can be in politics today, and when it is observed that you have all those qualities. There are so many people that might have donkey years in politics and will not be able to. So it's not about how long, it is how far. But in my own case, since you say it is political artistry, okay, let me limit myself to the activities of PDP.
No, but generally, you can tell us your history. I mean, we will still come to that if yeah.
It is still okay. In PDP, I am as old as PDP in PDP.
Okay. Okay.
I am as old as PDP. This year PDP celebrated 25 years of its existence. So I have been in PDP for that 25 years. Okay. Not only in PDP, for that 25 years, I've been very active in PDP in terms of party management, in terms of campaign management, in terms of everything about party. So,
All right, and okay, let me deviate a bit. I'll come back to the question. But you said you've been here for 25 years.
yeah.
Many people, many politicians in Nigeria that we know of repute, even grassroots, have in the last 25 years of PDP, been with PDP, been with ANPP, been with PDP, been with APC, been with PDP, been with Labour, coming back to PDP, but you stuck here for 25 years.
Yes.
Has it never crossed your mind to become?
Um, it has never, because you see, it is when you, if you engage in everything, it is your conviction in what you are engaging in that matters. That, you know, yes, there are so many politicians like that, PDP, APP, and so on and so forth. If you look at what they intend to achieve, it has always been the pecuniary gains. Those that are, okay, if I go this, I will make money, I will, you know, and that shouldn't be how politics should be. It should be about ideology. It should be about your conviction that, okay, we might get it wrong this time, we might get this thing very wrong. Okay, let us do it right. If we do it right, we get it right, and so on. So it should not be. I've been in PDP, the ups and downs, whatever, we still find a way to ensure that and propagate that ideology.
So it's not for personal gains. What is the conviction that has kept you in politics and more specifically in the PDP?
Well, you see, when we started PDP in 1998, actually, when we started in 1998, there are so many ills in the society that I thought that, okay, we can correct.
Okay.
And I realized then that, okay, in politics, I mean, you cannot just sit down at home and be dreaming that this thing will be corrected. So I joined PDP then, and not only that, I contested for chairmanship position of my local government, Shomolu local government then. So along the line, you know, parties were aligning, realigning, and so on. As at that time, I've gotten the chairmanship ticket of the party. Along the line, there are some breakaway faction from AD there, led by Senator Anthony Adefuye. And you know then, prior to this republic, Senator Adefuye was the chairman of UNCP in Lagos State. So he has that status. So when he came, then I was persuaded upon that, okay, because he insisted that his group will pick the chairmanship candidate. We are from the same local government. That his group will pick the chairmanship candidate. So I was persuaded upon it, okay, you can still be good as vice chairmanship candidate. So at the end, I ended up being the vice chairmanship candidate of the party for that local government election in 1998. 1998. So, well, unfortunately, we lost that election. We lost that election with narrow margin, despite the hostilities against PDP there. So, because that time, I am known in the society, I am known, and even our campaign team there are so many things that is wrong in this society that we think that if we get to government, we make sure we correct. Let me give you an instance. About 2 or 3 days ago, somebody was discussing an issue with me. That is this issue of autism, you know, this. And I told the guy, come, in Lagos today, every young adult in Lagos today are aspiring to be thugs. It is a very bad omen.
I need to find out from my cameraman if he's aspiring to be a thug or so.
So, you see, I look at, especially in some local government,
Okay.
when you see there, you will see a 12, 13-year-old boy moving about. What's he trying to do? Just because they made that, you know, there is incentive for them. They believe all graduate. So that when you look at it, it's not something you can correct immediately. Because when you look at it, at the same time, you look at our educational system. Our educational system is such that when you leave secondary school now and you cannot get an admission to a higher institution, between that secondary school level and the higher institution, there is a gap. How do we fill that gap? So those who cannot make the admission has nowhere to go. And at the end, you just find them roaming about the streets. And so something must be done to close that gap. I happen to be from that. When I finished my secondary school, for instance, I could not go to university, not because but in school then the peer pressure, everybody. But then there was a teacher training college that absorbs the left out. So through teacher training college, from there we moved, and just that we went to teacher training college together. Today, even in our class, not less than 7, 8 are PhD holders today. So that tells you that possibly, if there is nowhere to contain them, they might have been astray.
So, all right. But I've heard a lot of politicians say they got into politics in the 90s because they wanted to make a change. I mean, you might not fall in that gap because we have not given you a ministerial position to handle, so we cannot blame you for that. But I've heard a lot of politicians say we got there to make the change, yet they get the role or the opportunity and we don't see any change. Why does it appear as if Nigerian politicians consistently fail Nigerians, particularly the youth?
Okay. You see, when you look at that, if you look at the trend now, how people get into various offices, the political system now has been monetized. So if you want to contest election, you must have a very deep pocket for you to be able to contest. It was not like that then. Second Republic, even the Third Republic, it was not like that. As at that time, they look at the activities of people. Okay, this one will be very good at so. Let us sponsor him. The party sponsors candidate there. But now, it is the money bags. You just come in, and we have experienced it in PDP. I have a meeting somewhere last week, and I told them that, come, until you people decide to pick one amongst you, you will continue to experience this kind of thing. When you, as a politician, you may think you don't have money, you may think you don't contribute, you don't have much to, but you will go to meeting 52 times, at least 52 times in a year. That's what
minimum.
That is minimum. So if you multiply 52 times 4, that's 4 years. While you are going to meeting, you will spend certain amount of money, at least your transportation. You will eat, somebody will, at the end you will think they are not contributing. Somebody will just come from US and bring all of you in one place, start buying pepper soup, gulda, and all of you forgot those we are going. So, and I told them. So that has always been the reason. Those that actually are getting into offices today, political offices today, I will say they are not prepared. They don't know what politics is all about. They believe, okay, if we move there, we will grab. But until politicians started to look inward and start looking at the categories of people. What can this man do? What can he do? What can this one? What is his competence? What is the area of competence? What can he do? How can he perform? Has he been performing before? If we give him any role, has he been doing it very well? Can we give him a bigger role? So those are the things. When you see them, in fact, I call most of them, there's one language that I used to, that they were dropped on the political tree by helicopters. Those are the people that were dropped on political tree by helicopters. But if you are somebody that actually go through the
ranks,
and you climb the tree, you will know how it feels. So that has been the problem, and it will continue until the politicians themselves identify it and decide to pick one among them.
All right, we'll get to know more about why it is so easy for newbies to come into a party and take over. Is it that because politicians, not every politician is poor, not every politician is struggling, yet people, like you even alluded to now, come with money and take over. But you were speaking about how it appears to be, well, not just with the PDP, but parties across Nigeria. We heard stories during the campaign last year, during the primaries, how not just the PDP or the APC, how a lot of parties, some went as low as $100, some spent 10,000 naira and all that, how money played a role. Why is money so important? Not just in terms of logistics, but in terms of what I will benefit amongst politicians.
Well, yes, money for everything that we are doing. You need money. But what we are saying for the betterment of the society is that we should use money where it is necessary. I think where you are going, where you are driving at is, the convention.
Yeah, why is it? No, yeah, not just the convention, but even like you said, getting into party and one big man comes and sorting people out. And at times, if you say, okay, the people at the lower cadres are being sorted out, but even at the top, at times you hear that some people have been sorted out just so that they could be favored when it comes to representation or recommendation. But these people are already known; they have the money. What is it? Is it greed? Is it poverty? Is it lack? Is it?
Let me say, you've just mentioned it, or let me say all of them. Greed, poverty, because when somebody just came into the party by virtue of, and he starts looking for leaders. Take this, take that, take, what do we call that? Greed. Like, if you go to my local government, since that 1998, I'm a leader there by virtue for every standard in the country. I'm a leader. But no aspirant in that local government since 1998 to date will tell you, I took 1 naira from him because he wanted to contest election. No, you can investigate. No aspirant will tell you, Alaji Arobieke or Arrogance, that's took 1 naira from him because he wanted to contest election. It's not as if they are not banking it. But if you bend it, I'll tell you, no, I'm not going to take it from you. Go and spend it in the world. Go to the world. If you look at what you are lacking there, if they are lacking benches, provide it for them. If it is public address system, provide it for them. Once you are doing that, consider it that I'm taking money from you. Because if they don't have it, they will come to us. But if you have it, go and give it to them. That's why I'm doing that. Is that, 2, 3, 4, 5 people can come out to contest for a position, and only one will emerge. But as leaders, we should put ourselves in a position that, okay, all the aspirants come, for so reason, you will go. You can only do that if you have not been compromised. That's the only thing.
If you have not eaten dodo.
If you are not eating dodo, so that's the problem. That while I am doing that, I cannot say that some are not taken. That is where greed comes in. That when you look at it, how much is it? An aspirant will come, give you 50,000. What will 50,000 do in my life, for God's sake? So, I want to say that politicians are the problem. They are the root causes of their problem. Because what they got at the end is a reward of what they put in. So we cannot actually blame the money bags. Everybody believes now, all of them now, after contesting, we ran away. US, let it be when the election is coming, you see them coming down. Even right there, we'll be sending money to some people, and these are the problem. So politicians are the root causes of the problem. And that is where we get it very wrong. And that is why you will always see them from PDP today to APC, they come back, and that is it.
All right, so you've taken us through the journey of your mindset, your belief system, how you perceive some of the ills in the political realm today. But beyond this, let's go back to the very beginning. How did you join politics?
Well, I joined politics in the 80s, during the, what do you call it? No political system, there's one word then. In 1987, precisely. And what happened then? I was a businessman. I trade at Idumota, so I live within my community. So along the line, there is a vacancy for councillorship within. So some elders in the community came to me, like, Aro, come. We want to push you for. And then I asked them for councillorship. They said yes. How much is salary of the council? They told me. I said no, I'm not interested. Because so I will leave my business, and I said no way. So I was. So they now said, okay, if that is the reason, if you don't want it, we want you to come into the meeting. Okay, I said okay. I cannot leave my business. I cannot come to the meeting and leave my business. That whenever I am around, or maybe during the weekend, I will. So initially, I used to join them once in a while. And along the line, I picked an interest. So gradually, a friend then wanted to contest under NRC. Though I was in SDP, wanted to contest under NRC, but being a friend, he doesn't have financial to even buy the form. He came to me, I bought the form for him. I gave him the form. And thank God he contested and won.
Oh, great.
So the guys still talk about it till today. It's in UK now. So along the line, we started the SDP era. During MKO Abiola or something. No, I was not an agent, but the role I played that time was even more than being an agent. Along the line, the interest started growing at the end. So,
all right. So in 1993, how did you see the election back then? were you in the thick of the activities? Were you out there yourself?
I said that I was not an agent.
Yes, yes, you said
Then,
that.
but on election day, even when some people are trying to play smart, that is against
Snipe
SDP,
the ballot.
trying to, I was the one that moves. I went to police station, being policeman, all that I can do. I have a car then. I went there, brought about 3 or 4 policemen for them to safeguard
The polling,
the ballot
ballot box, yes.
in my area. Ensure even after the election, I took the ballot box inside my car with the police. We took it to the collating center. That's youthful.
Oh, I see, I see. But when, okay, now, okay, it's even good. 30 years ago, the results were annulled. And there was a bit of pandemonium. People were not happy. There were reactions here and there. And a lot of people were not happy. Paint the scenario. What really happened back then? What was the mood of the nation?
The mood was very tense then. The mood was very tense, especially in the southwest region. You cannot rule out the sentiment that the election of Fabiola that was annulled, Fabiola came from southwest. Not only that, Fabiola has sold himself over time to the minds of the people. I'm just saying southwest because then I didn't cross the Niger Bridge to other zones, but I know it was very tense here. People see it as, they are just trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. People see it in the sense that, okay, it was because it is Abiola, it was because a Yoruba man emerged. And, it was very tense. There's no doubt about that. Because I remember vividly, even when Abacha ascended the throne, there was a day I was going to Oworo. You just have to trek there because everything was.
So you trekked from where?
From Shomolu
Okay.
to Oworo. In fact,
Shomolu to Oworo.
Shomolu to Oworo. Even that time, there was a day I trekked from Shomolu to what's it called?
The island here, or
No, around Baga, Baga.
oh, okay.
Yes, it was as bad, but that time the energy is there. The energy is there. So it was. I remember there was a day I went to Oworo. After crossing that bit like this, I had gunshots. Not less than 10 people died. So it was a very, in fact.
Was it the military that was shooting on the
Yes,
planes?
military.
Were they protesting or?
No, people were protesting.
Yeah.
But I learned then that a military officer was going and people were throwing stones.
Oh.
So it's an experience that we should not break to have.
So all these people calling for a coup d'etat, for the military to come.
Well, I am sure people that will call for coup don't actually know what a military regime is or how they operate. The worst civilian government is still better than the best military administration. When I see them, we try to educate them. That military, you can be going on the street and somebody you'll be accosted and they will give you koboko. We know a lot of things. I'm sure those that are crying or saying there should be coup, they don't actually know what military. So it's not something we should do.
We should entertain.
It's not something we should do.
That's,
No matter what, this administration, no matter the sentiment, no matter anything that you have against it, you are sure that in the next 4 years, you will still need to go back to the poll to elect. Whether your vote will count or not is another matter. But at least you will
have the option.
But military coup, you cannot even determine that
Okay. Well, you've spoken about the challenges in politics, and of course, you shed some light on what it means to have a military government. But just for clarity, okay, let's not go into that. Let's come to you as a person, your life growing up. So, for an average young person who sees Honorable Alhaji Samsideen and feels inspired to get into politics and is wondering, this man is doing so much. Who really is he? Who is Alhaji Arubieke?
As you said, I am Alhaji Samsideen Arubieke. I'm very young, just 61 years. I attended secondary education, Artistry College, Toronto. From there, teacher training college for my teaching certificate. I was a teacher, then when you graduated from teacher training college, it is automatic employment. So, but I thought just for a little, I resigned voluntarily and decided to go into business, a trade. I was at Ilumata, along the line, while I was at Ilumata, something inspired me there. While you are there, you mix with various sets of people, that are, that sector. Not many people actually goes to school or once finish your school start, you come down. But then, I happen to be a member of a Rotary Club, Shomolu there. So when we were, started seeing, then I realized I need to go back to school. So along the line, while I was in secondary school, I happened to be a science student. So I now realize that for me to go back to school now with all this, there's no way I can withstand any science-related courses. So I have to go commercial. What do? I bought a GCE form, started all over again. Eventually, I passed. I went to. I started my. So eventually, I had a diploma in business studies. Thereafter, I have a first degree, a bachelor's degree in government and public administration.
From which university?
University of Imo.
It's
satellite in Lagos here. So,
how long ago was that?
I was 2000. I finished in 2009. Okay. So, but then I've had the diploma in business studies. So from there, I went to Nigerian College of Administration, professional. Today, I'm an associate capabilities of administration. From there, in politics, things have been that I can't finish it. I told you I contested as the vice chairmanship candidate in 1998. So when we lost that election, I happened to be a local government secretary of the party, LGA secretary. So as LGA secretary, I served 3 different LGA chairmen to the extent that they started calling me permanent secretary. So um, thereafter, I became the local government chairman of the party. After that, I became the secretary of Lagos East Senatorial Leaders Meeting. Okay. That is 5 local government. Lagos is comprised of 5 local government. So I became the chairman, the secretary of that elders meeting. That is, and the meeting was chaired by Bashor, no, Olonfumi Bashor. Thereafter, I contested again in 2011, House of Assembly. I got the ticket, unfortunately, couldn't win the election. So thereafter, I became the state treasurer, party treasurer at the state level. That was between the year 2012 and 2016. So when that administration lapsed, I became, I was a member of caretaker committee of Lagos State. That is 2017, 2018 thereabout. Later, I was re-elected as the state treasurer of the party. During that period, I served at various levels, both state in various committees and the national. At the national, I served at 2013 National Convention. I served in the steering committee. In fact, I was the secretary of sub-screening committee for South South. Okay. My committee screened Uche Secondus. Okay. Yeah. So I was the secretary of that committee. I've served, I can't remember. Very recently, I served as the chairman of the panel of your state on the delegate, the World Congress election. I served as the chairman of the Sapi panel. I was a member of the state National Assembly Convention committee. At the same time, I was a member of gubernatorial of the state. There are so many committees here that I cannot even mention. That I have served. The finance committee, policy, many, just 2 members. And as you are married with children, and thank God.
So, we're looking at your sojourn in politics, the roles you've played, the impact you've made in your party and beyond. Any of your kids interested in politics?
I will say yes. Because 3 of them, only one, and that's my first son. That has been the one that we ask what is happening, but unfortunately it's not even in Nigeria. But even right there, we want to know everything that is going on. He has not informed me that officially is interested, but I know he always, Daddy, what is happening? What of so. What is this? What is that? So he might take interest.
Let me get into it. All right. Let's deviate and come to you and life. So, you as a person, you work all day to make money. You work all day again to serve your party, politics. When do you relax?
Well, there are many. I am someone that, I love associating with people.
Okay.
Going, I am not I am not one that actually go to clubs or whatever.
Okay.
Mean night clubs.
Okay.
But I'm a member of two or three social clubs.
Okay.
So my relaxation is just at the club level.
Okay.
Even today, once I live here now, I'm going to not necessarily to drink or to we have games there. Table, tennis.
So you play table tennis?
Yes.
How good are you in table tennis?
Well, I'm fairly good. I play football as well. When
Okay.
I'm there.
Okay. I thought you still played it now.
No, my leg. In fact, I play football very well. When I play football, I play volleyball. In fact, I was Ogun State Sports Festival in 1982. I was the captain. I was the captain of the intermediate volleyball team.
Oh, okay. So that means you really went far in volleyball. But
Sure.
why didn't you pursue it then?
Well, sport then, there's no incentive for sports then, unlike now. If not so, if there had been incentive, I play football very well. I play football very well.
Maybe you'd have been the coach of your era.
Yeah, maybe.
But now, beyond this, okay, between movies and music, which one do you like?
Movies and
Music.
I love both, but let me say I love music. I love music, and actually, I was an actor.
Interesting. Now we're getting to know you. Okay. Which era?
Um, during 94, 96.
Ah, so you were in the Ogogo era, or which
Yes,
which back then you used to train. You normally be trained under somebody. Which company did you belong to?
I
Then?
belong to Jide Kosoko.
I see. Okay. So why? How did you get into it, and how did you get out?
Well, when we were in school,
Mm.
especially when we were in teacher training college, myself, Dele Odule, we went to the same teacher training college.
Okay.
So I seen him yet, but we play volleyball together.
Okay.
So when we left, he was in school. So we actually formed a theater group together. So
Back in school.
yes, back in school. When we were posted
Which
there,
teacher training college is that again?
Muslim teacher training college.
Okay.
So then, there is one of us, Jomite Mawo. He was posted to Ijebu North local government. Dele was posted to Ijebu North, around that area. Leke Oshifes Hussein. I was the only one posted out of that area to Adobe Igbesa local government.
Okay.
So that affected my participation in that organization. So, but whenever we have an holiday, especially the long-term holiday, I will come around. And we used to go to school then.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
to play, stage play and all the rest. So later on, myself and Dele, we met again after.
There was no mobile phone then for
No
you to
mobile
follow
phone.
up.
So after so many years we met. Through that, I met with Uncle Jide Kosoko, his dad. So and I participated in about 4 or 5 movies.
Really? I'm going to look for those movies. Which movies are those?
We have one. There is one Ayedun.
Okay.
You know the one Omolade. I
Okay.
don't know if you know that.
Not quite.
Though my role was not much in Omolade.
Okay.
Ayedun. There is one that I actually played the major role. I've forgotten
Do you miss acting at all?
Not really.
Because being a politician to you act to us. We've seen Act. I mean, even nowadays you see a lot of acting politicians carrying things on the neck and what's it called? This collar you put your neck and all that, and fainting when it's time to go to court, and that's that. Hanging on the trees and so much acting nowadays. Oh, okay. But why did you leave acting?
Um, what would I say? Then, I was not, I left it because, I didn't get what
Didn't get satisfaction from it
I
anymore.
didn't get satisfaction. My participation then was not just to act, but to be one of the producers. It's not as if you will be given, you'll be paid, you'll just be there even spending. So I just look at, let me face my
Business. All right. Okay. All right. We will come back to face your business. But for now, since you love music, what kind of music do you listen to?
well, that may, I listen to Fuji music,
Okay.
Apala music,
All right.
and Juju music.
Okay.
All these modern,
Mm.
but Juju music, Apala.
So if I sing you lonely at the top, you don't
I
know.
don't know what.
You don't know.
I'm sure if I sing Apala to you,
You could try me. So when it comes to let's do Akbala now. When it comes to Akbala, who is your all-time favorite artist?
um, Aruna Shola and Kasumadu.
Mm. Okay. All right. What about Akbala music is pleasing to you?
When you listen to that music, you will you will be sophisticated
Hmm.
in your language
Okay.
and uh, Yoruba wisdom we call Akaye.
Mm.
There's no way you will listen to those music that you will not learn something. I've been listening to it for a very long time. Up till now, I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Same with Fuji music.
Okay. But people see Fuji music as rowdy.
Now, when you listen to the lyrics, it depends on the style. And I'm someone that I listen to. I don't have special
Artists, okay.
No, I listen to the lyrics. There's something.
I remember a few years ago we were younger then when um, was it Obesere released a song and was it Obesere? I think it was Obesere. I was talking about a cow that he wanted to take out and he wouldn't go and took him through the window and then they said, "Go out to the station you." Yeah. I remember they were like, what's all this? What I mean, you see, I like they were like, "What's all this song? What's all this one?" So, okay, so if you were to sing for you, choose a track, an Akbala track now that you like us to play, and for you.
Okay, if I want to choose.
Yeah, if you want to choose right now.
Okay, let me pick Aruna Shola.
Okay.
I said there is one track. Rere tí ò ń ṣe là ń fẹ́ kó múra sí. Olúwa kẹ́rẹ̀ púpọ̀ mọ jíjì ejò tiwa ní í ṣe. Òṣùpá kéré. Irọ́ ni he was singing the praise of Mojiji Ejo there.
Okay.
But the area I want to go is ẹni tí à ń lèkùsí o tó lejò sí wa. Ègbé ni fún wọn lọ́jọ́kọ́jọ́. Ẹni tó bá ti tẹ́ nílé unexpected ìdàgbàsókè lè pamọ́ níbi kí ibi tán bá dé. Ojú ló mọ̀ àtàrà ilé ẹni Olódùmarè má jẹ́ kán bínú sí wa. Bó sì lè gbajúmọ̀ aláìgbọràn tó bá ń lọ síbẹ̀. Má ṣe ní wẹ́dà ló ń fẹ́ yí.
Like you say, you listen to Aruna Shola, you listen to other Akbala artists and Kasumu Adio, and you learn from their wise words, the wisdom that they share. So, coming on that note of wisdom, Nigeria is at a place now where we have a new generation of people who are very interested in politics. Whether they get it right or wrong is a different story. But what advice would you have, knowing that you've been in politics? If you're 61 now, you've been in politics for over 20 something years, that means you enter probably in your 30s. So for those 30s, and particularly the Gen Zs, those in their 20s right now that are in politics, what advice would you have for them?
Well, first and foremost, because when you look at politics, it is being populated, especially at the grassroots level, it is being populated by semi-illiterates. So the first advice I will give to anyone is go to school. Don't compromise education. Once you have that, because going to school, you may not even practice your profession, but it will have broadened your scope, broadened your reasoning. So that is number one. Then number two, they should be focused on what to achieve. The objective should be stated in clear terms. I want to be this. If you want to go towards elective route, good. Know what you are going for. And even if you want to go, start small and grow big. That's a mistake. Most of young adults today, that's the mistake they are making. Take for instance, there was a time this guy, Fela Dutoyi,
Yeah.
contested for presidency. I said, why? Why can't he start from House of Reps? Now, every one of them, everybody, especially the younger generations today, every one of them are clamoring that there should be change. Now, you must as well provide yourself as agent of that change. And what do? Instead of you want to be, look at Showore, you want to be president. Why? Can you imagine if you have the likes of Showore, the likes of Falado, the likes of them in House of Reps? What do you think will happen? Will any idiot be able to outsmart them or do, even, and when what people fail to realize is that when you are there, let's say House of Reps for instance, they have about just 360. Like, all you need to do there is to just look for about 20%. This Pareto's theory. Look for 20%. But if the likes of Showore and all the rest can populate that 20%, they will drive that assembly. They will drive that change agenda. They will do what we want. If what they are proclaiming that they are is actually what they are, they will do wonders. But the likes of Showore want to be president. Why president? If truly you want to serve, start from somewhere. Governor, this immediate past governor of Bayelsa State, Seraki Dixon, started from House of Reps. He was praying from House of Reps before he became a governor. Today, he's a senator. One way or the other, politics, if you have PhD in political science, if you come to practical politics, you start all over. If you come to practical politics, you start all over. The only advantage is that you may learn very fast. But it's a different ballgame. So, you want to change the environment, you want to do this. Why are you looking for start from somewhere? You will learn. There's no way you will not learn. There are many things therein, undernet that you don't know. It's just like this party administration that we are talking about. Look at Labour Party today. Whatever they've achieved is being thrown out by tribunal. Why? Because the party administrators don't know what and what it is. Not party management is not a tea party affair. It is a serious business. It requires those who knows. You cannot say, okay, it is only everybody that knows. Like, you mix the knows those that knows with those that are learning, so that they will learn from them.
Wow. That's a tough one. So start small and grow in ranks,
Yes.
and you let Nigeria be greater. All right, and of course, you've spoken about everything you do, but right now, so what do you do right now beyond politics?
But I'm still in my business. I didn't leave my business.
Oh, the one you've been doing since 80s?
No, no, not that.
Okay.
But I've been today. I have a printing enterprise. Though I don't, but I gave my machine to someone.
Yeah, you have the business of printing, yeah.
Yeah. Then along the line, I am into property
Okay.
development.
All right.
At the lower,
Mm.
develop properties. You know, so you can't live. You you can't rely on politics alone.
Mm.
It's not possible.
All right. Okay. Well, what is we end on this note. I promise I won't add more questions because there's so much to ask. What is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you, or an event that happened and you feel like, wow, man, this is a day I will never forget in my life.
Well, many things happen in politics.
Mm.
When you are in politics, you mix with there are some people that even ordinarily, if not politics, your path will never cross.
Mm.
And then when you now see them talking to you as if embarrassing you, even threatening to beat you, threatening to stab you,
Mm.
just look at. And it is a situation that you cannot ask them to be arrested.
Mm.
If you do that, he's arresting members of the party, or he's doing this, he's doing that. Politics, especially at the grassroots, can be very embarrassing. If you are not patient enough, in fact, uh, one of the uh, one of the quality of being a politician, especially at the grassroots level, is patience. You need to have extra patience. Otherwise, when they push you,
Mm.
it is very embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
All right. I think that's a good way, a good place to end it for today. Thank you so much for the time, for letting us into your world of your journey over the last 61 years. We couldn't talk about parents and everything, but we've learned enough about you for Nigerians to know who their politicians are. And we wish you good luck. Are you still going to contest for any position in the future?
No.
No. So you're done with active competitive politics. All right. So we bring the program to a halt today. This has been another great time with a politician, Honorable Halaji Samsideen Arobieke, the director of organization of the Lagos PDP gubernatorial campaign organization or committee. And we draw the curtain here. So this is where we draw the curtain on today's edition or episode of our political artistry. Thank you for staying with us. We brought you another politician so that you get to know politicians, relate with them, and be able to interact better and get the dividend of democracy. You shouldn't know the American politician more than the average Nigerian politician, and we hope we're achieving that. My name is Oluwa Kayode. My guest today, as you already know, was Honorable Samsideen Arobieke, the Lagos State, the Director of Organization for the Lagos PDP Gubernatorial Campaign Committee. Next week, we'll bring you another politician. Until then, remember that politicians are humans like you. Keep listening to Lagos Talks, 91.3 FM.